you Welcome everybody, hello, it's great to welcome you here to our first Live from Ivory Tower stream. We've done a few of these now, but this is a little bit different to the ones we've done already.
Yeah, this is the first of its kind.
It certainly is, yes, but not the last.
No,
it's a great pleasure that I'm welcoming Alno back with me again today for this first Live from Ivory Tower stream.
Yeah, and welcome everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. So as you can see, this is a different format from what we did in the past. This time it's just the two of us. Sorry, but don't worry, we will have the opportunity to invite some more great people for upcoming live streams. So what's the plan for this live stream? I think we have something here, just
yes,
a menu.
So, absolutely. Up this way, over in the corner, you've got a quick recap of the kind of things we're going to be covering in this live stream. The idea is basically to give you an update on whereabouts the dev team is at with some of the issues that have been reported since the launch of the game. Now, a little while ago, we published some information about our post-launch vision for the game, including the release of new content, but also how the dev team was going to approach fixing some issues that may come up, and how they were going to move forward with that. And those three pillars were the debug, the densify, and the polish. And that's the angle we're going to be taking in this particular stream in terms of the structure.
So this time it's like this. Maybe next time it will be different because we will have maybe more content, more stuff to discuss. But this will be our menu for today. So we're going to start with your feedback. Everything that we identified on the forums, on the different social media, on the amazing Facebook groups that you are really active on, and Discord, and of course Reddit. So I think it's more or less the introduction. We keep it short for this time. Just one note. Of course, we will not be able to address all topics during this live stream. First of all, because we need to keep some surprises. And also because fixing stuff takes time. It's not just one number to change.
Yeah, some of the issues that we'll mention today that have been passed on to us can be quite complex to fix. They'll take a fair bit of work. They'll take quite a bit of balancing. So we won't be able to give you an ETA for 100% sure today. But what we'd like to do is basically just give you an idea of where the team's priorities are at, what it is they're currently working on, so that you know that we've heard your concerns and that they're being addressed.
So yeah, we will tackle tricky questions.
A few, yep.
But yeah, it's all the team have been working on the Crew 1. The Crew 1 has evolved a lot during its lifetime. So we can't wait to continue to improve, to add new stuff. We won't be able to give details about what is coming soon, but at least we can answer all your questions that not all, the main question that we identified. Most of them.
Yep, absolutely. So should we get cracking with the first
let's
topics?
Go. So we're switching to part 2. Introduction is done. The debug. So What's the debug? So basically is all topics where something is not working as intended. We have not talked about new features, etc. It's just, okay, this is not right. And we are aware that there are some issues right now. We will first of all tackle the main ones, and we know that most of you are aware of this, and you are a bit concerned, and we understand. And this is the top priority of the dev team. I'm talking, of course, about all the exploit topics.
Yep.
So we have the chat right now. We've seen quite a few mention of it already.
Yes.
So for sure, the exploit is one of the top priority of the dev team. We already released some early fixes during our last maintenance. Of course, they will not patch everything. They will not solve everything. We will need to have a best solution is under investigation and will be deployed in the upcoming patches. Yes. We know some issues are linked to the discipline, to the actions themselves. Some also are linked to the use of the pause menu to bank the rewards. This is also something that we're investigating, and we will try to solve as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
We have a surprise guest.
So then the drag exploit is another one that we've seen forwarded quite often. That one's also being looked into. We've seen it reported by quite a few people, so don't worry, the team is looking into that as well. Same as above, we don't have a set ETA on when exactly that's going to be fixed, but know that they are looking into it very, very carefully.
Yeah, and I can see in the chat question about the AFK timers with macros. This is part of the whole exploit issue.
Yes.
Because they found a way, and we are trying to solve this as clean as possible. And we will, of course, investigate all the leaderboards and see what we can do in the best timings and the best way.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing to bear in mind when we're talking about exploits as well, AFK farmers, for instance, a lot of these are due to different root causes, so it's not one global fix to take care of all of these. There are obviously several different things that we need to investigate to make sure it gets taken care of. We do constantly have teams checking on things like leaderboards to make sure that none of the teams' scores seem too suspicious, but we know that some of them do slip through the net, and obviously if you do have any information about anyone who seems a little bit suspicious, then don't hesitate to reach out to one of our fantastic CMs, us directly. You've got the community mailing list as well, or to our fantastic support agents as well. And all of that information will be sent across to the team for investigation. So definitely do let us know if you come across anything new, because cheating and exploits is one of our big focuses on the crew too. We want to make sure it gets taken off properly.
And one of the other exploits we identified, and we can see it in the stats of the mission, is the accident mission bug.
Yes.
So we are looking into it. This is a bug, definitely. The bug is identified. It's under investigation. The dev team will take the time to review all the events and balance also the rewards and the different issues that are remaining.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. So that was just a quick touch point on the exploits and leaderboards. Moving into some more technical issues now, namely the driving wheel peripheral issues that quite a few of you have reported. This could be due to just compatibility issues. We should note that it's not issues that necessarily happen for absolutely everyone. For some of you it may work, for some of you it may not. We know this can be really frustrating, and our teams are definitely looking into it. There's a lot of testing ongoing, because obviously the setup for each different peripheral is different, based on brand, based on the type of setup that you're actually using yourselves, which platform you're playing on, a whole load of different variables, but it is definitely very high up on the list of priorities for the team, and they're working at it very hard.
Yeah, we are testing all the wheels one by one.
And it takes a while.
And
Lots of wheels. You guys like using lots of different wheels. Just but bear with us, it's under test, and hopefully we'll have some news to share with you on that very, very soon.
Yeah. And if you are using a VPN to play the game, please try to remove it when you are using your driving wheel. Some issues were related to VPN, so please try and let us know if it's help.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, we have another quite well-known bug, the one where you are unable to switch your favorite vehicle. Now, this has actually been fixed on PlayStation 4 in the patch that we deployed last week.
Yep.
It hasn't yet been fixed on Xbox and PC, but it will be in our next patch. Again, we don't have a set ETA on that, but we have the fix for it. We just need to roll it out in the next patch. So that's taken care of, which is good news. And then moving straight on, wall riding. So wall riding, I guess, we've seen it mentioned a few times here already, and it is a tricky topic. It's one that I guess kind of falls under exploits as well. But yeah, we know that it's important for a lot of you. We are looking into that. Again, there are a lot of tests to do with all the different types of environments, different types of vehicles, the different types of reactions with the wall riding, so it can take a while. But it's on our radar. We're looking into it.
Yeah, every time you're touching about anything related to handling, you need to do proper tests because we don't want to break everything, and sometimes people will tweak with pro settings, etc. And we want to make sure everybody has the best experience. But wall riding, yeah, of course, it's something that we are looking into, and I know that Fergus is. They're on it. No worries.
Absolutely.
So. Still on the bugs, we have several other issues that we are currently investigating. We don't have any ETA, but don't worry, they are in the list, on the backlog, and we are reviewing everything. We are balancing to do choices to release at the best time. So first of all, the broken waypoint line. We know that from time to time when you go to the map and you set waypoint, where will not follow the road. It just you're taking a plane, so you can. But we know that's an issue, and we are looking into it because it's breaking the experience for some players, and always we are on it. Next one is PS4 scaling issues. So for some players, if you are playing on PS4 on a TV, you may have issues with the scaling of your game. It has been reported on only specific brand or models. So if you are impacted by this issue, please make sure to try to use the scaling option of your TV. Sometimes when just switching between auto or I don't know how to say this in English.
Say it in French.
69.
16, yeah, 16:9 resolution. Yeah, it's the same in English. Don't worry.
Okay, perfect.
Professional translator here. Don't worry.
It's my translator. Thank you very much. So next one is the Xbox One sound issues. We identified that some players have issues with sound on Xbox One. We are trying to reproduce the issue. It's not happening every time, so it's really complex. But if you have it, please continue to send us reports and give us as much detail as you can. It can be your TV model. It can be if you are using, I don't know, anything that could affect this.
Yep.
We are happy to review all of this.
It's actually a really good point that Alna was making when we're talking about bugs, when we're talking about issues that you're having. When you do report them to us, please try to include screenshots or videos where applicable. Try to include as much information as you can, like what platform you're playing on. Even if it seems really obvious, then it helps the teams here be able to reproduce the issue. Basically, reproducing these problems is the number one step to then going to get them fixed. So the more you can tell us about what you were doing at the time, maybe you had parallel programs running or something like that along to the game. Something that seems as simple as that could actually have a really big impact on this. So just make sure you give us as much information as possible, and that'll speed the process along.
Yeah, it will help us a lot. And I'm seeing quite a few questions about the unsaved garage positions. Yes. So when you're in your house, you fix a favorite vehicle, but when you connect back, it's not the same one. This is directly linked to the unable to switch favorite vehicle bug. So it will be fixed at the same time, and it should already be okay on PS4.
Exactly, it's the issue I mentioned earlier on that's already been fixed on PlayStation 4. It is coming on other platforms too in the next patch.
Yeah, as you can see, James have a huge sofa, and I'm picking up
the whole sofa for you today. Luxury.
Yeah. So the next one is the unlimited money glitch. Don't worry, guys. If you've seen a video with somebody trying to add a library but didn't have any money, so the game will grant him $4 million. Don't worry, this is only a visual glitch. It will not impact the gameplay, and the person will be kicked out of the game directly. So we're investigating to solve this because it's Good. But don't worry, they will not be able to exploit this money. And the last one, this is one of the topics we are really into at the moment, is the missing icon loot. So this is a topic that the dev team is investigating a lot. It's really important. We have some potential leads. So for example, if you are using an hovercraft or an helicopter, you may not receive the loot. So make sure when you collect to use one of your favorite vehicles, so it can be street race or anything. And we are working on other potential issues related to this situation.
Yeah, just to finish on that point, as we mentioned earlier on, sometimes there can be different issues that seem like they're the same thing, but aren't actually. In this case, this is where screenshots become really important for us. So if you're having issues like this one with the loot, for instance, please do send us screenshots of the error code that you get. If you do get an error code, because that will help us then identify it on our side as well. A nice high quality picture of the error code would be great, because trying to pick through the pixels to figure out which number it is you're sending us can be quite tricky. So yeah, any help you can give us with that would be appreciated. Thank you.
And if you can contact our customer support with those screenshots or the videos, we are all working together. We have all the tools to share all this knowledge. So please keep sending, and if you have precise information, it will help us a lot.
Indeed. Absolutely.
Okay, I think we're good for today's debug topic.
Yes, so just to mention, that's obviously not a completely exhaustive list of all the bugs. We fully understand that there are some other things too that you might like us to sort out. It doesn't mean that we're not addressing them, it just means that these are some of the topics that we had updates on for you today that we really wanted you to know that we're working on, and that we will hopefully have more further updates about very soon. However, the second part now is the second pillar, polish, which basically refers to improving maybe some existing features and making sure they work exactly as we'd like them to.
Or even better.
Or even better.
It's,
yes, exactly.
Sometimes something is working okay, but we want to go a bit further, or you guys have a lot of ideas to improve or to fix stuff. So the feature itself is not broken or anything, but we want to go further.
Exactly, and sometimes we see that you may be using features in a way that we didn't necessarily anticipate, that you actually prefer using them that way. This is sometimes the opportunity for us to be able to maybe tweak that. And the first one is, so
it's
a nice big
topic.
One. Yeah, it's a big topic, loot rate in general. There you go, loot rate.
Especially in hard mode.
Especially in hard
mode,
yes,
is focus.
There's a balancing review in progress. So a lot of these topics are much more long-term than some of the bugs that we've mentioned. There really is, when we say there's no ATA, these ones will tend to take even longer to be completely fixed, just because of the amount of testing and balancing in some cases that has to be done. Some of the topics are incredibly complex. The loot rate is one of those things that we need to be very careful of, basically, because it does impact progression for all players. So they're having a look at it at the moment. Specifically, there will be a slight increase of purple loot. I'm just making sure that I'm telling you exactly what the situation is. Slight increase of purple loot rate in hard mode is basically what they're looking into at the moment, and the impacts of that to make sure that everything is fully controlled.
We've seen during the open beta, the closed beta, and since the launch, a lot of feedback regarding the progression rate, the loot rate. Please keep sending. We will adjust things. Here it's purple, because we know that in hard mode some people think that it's not enough, but continue to share, and we will make sure to balance all topics and review them.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, next one.
Another one which we've seen actually mentioned a few times in the chat already. I know that it's a topic that a fair few people have already voiced their thoughts on, and that is headlights.
Say it.
So, yep, headlights. In terms of specifically what's usually told is the power of the headlights when driving at night, and the fact that some people think that they don't illuminate the road enough. Now, we know this has been a problem for some people. There are tests happening. It's being investigated. I don't necessarily want to say it's being looked into, because it isn't necessarily a bug. These are tweaks that we'd be talking about. However, because of the impact that increasing the brightness of these headlamps would have in different scenarios, because obviously we're talking about 5,000 square kilometers of open world map, it's very difficult to predict exactly how this is going to impact all over that map. It's going to take quite a while to investigate that topic. That's not to say anything will change, but we'll look at it to see whether something needs to be done and whether that's feasible.
We will do tests on our side. We will review what is the best solution. If it's something that we can do, something that's too heavy, that could impact the performance of the game otherwise, we will put it in balance. But this is a huge technical decision that could have impacts. So we will review and we'll do.
Absolutely, yes. But it is one thing that we wanted to mention, obviously, because we know a few of you have been asking questions about that. So, don't worry, it's on the sheet.
I think, James, you have all the best topics.
I've got all
tonight.
the fantastic topics on this beautifully printed sheet that Arno prepared for us here. You can't really see it on screen, but it's magnificent. The next one up is AI balancing, because
you're welcome.
That's another easy topic. Thanks, Arno. AI balancing is obviously really important to the game. And again, it is very high up on the list of priorities for the team. Right now, we know that there's a particular amount of frustration with hypercar events, and we're looking into that more specifically to start off with. However, AI obviously reacts in different ways in lots of different events, based on the disciplines, based on the situation, based on the terrain. And it's not basically just one tweak that will then apply out to all of the AI in the whole game. It's much more complex than that. So again, this isn't anything near a quick fix. It's going to be something that is looked at with a high order of priority, but we can't guarantee anything's going to be changed very, very quickly. However, we're aware that in some situations it could be an issue, and we're investigating that.
Yeah, and why the hypercars? Just because it's definitely the most frustrating ones.
Yeah,
because it's longest races. Yeah. So if you have a bad experience with AI, not so good experience, this will be the most impacted one.
Yeah, we completely get how that can be frustrating. So don't worry, that's on our radar as well, and hopefully we'll have an update for you at some point in the near future.
Yep. So moving on with, I will not say less important topics, because they really are important. The dev team is investigating many topics regarding the accessibility of the game. Yeah. So making sure that all players can have the best experience in the best conditions. This is something that is part of the DNA of the crew. We will make sure to continue to improve the game on the long run, as we did on TC1, of course. So we will improve the menus, we will improve the UI. For instance, we know that currently the exit button is a bit tricky to find.
It's because we just want you to stay longer in the game. That's all. That's all it is.
You're not supposed to leave the game. And you guys already spend a lot of time, so no, don't worry, you can leave from time to time, just have a break. So this is one topic. We have also all the accessibility to all type of players, whether it be regarding subtitles, size or anything. Yep. We are reviewing all those topics, and they are really important for the dev team.
Yes, absolutely.
And the the next topic on the accessibility / controls is the keyboard mapping. We've seen a lot of discussion regarding keyboard mapping, especially for PC. It's keyboard. Yeah,
keyboard players especially.
Yeah, sorry, it's been a long week already. We've seen quite a few suggestions about dedicated keyboard mapping for planes, cars, etc. We are looking into all of the stuff. We don't have any ETA or any further information, but please be sure that we are reading everything, and we do care about this one. The next one is really easy, and I'm happy that I have this one. The Odometer. We've seen quite a few questions again. We already announced it in, I think it was the open beta stream or closed beta one. The Odometer is currently in development and will be available at a further date in the crew.
I mean, it's pretty much, well, I won't say pretty much ready, but I mean, it's visible by the dev team. The stats that it uses...
We have your stats, by the way.
Well, the stats that it uses are actually already registered by the game in different ways, whether it's in the UI, so total cumulative amount of miles covered in particular cars, things like that. Obviously all feed into the odometer, so it's not that the stat doesn't work, it's just the implementation of that into the vehicles themselves. That's, I think the rough date range we were given was before the end of the year, or by the end of the year, I guess, was the aimed date for that. So it is definitely coming, but we don't have a set date just yet.
But it's coming.
But it's coming before the end of the year.
That's right.
So thumbs up, don't worry about that.
Thumbs up, Fergus. Next one, it's just something that Fergus wanted to mention during this live stream. We will work to improve the feeling of gravity on the cars. Whenever you're using a jump or anything, it's something that they are looking into, and we just wanted to mention today.
Yep, absolutely. So again, that's a very quick pass over some of the topics that we wanted to mention for Polish today. Again, it's certainly not exhaustive. There's a lot more on there that we haven't mentioned, but those are some that we can give a bit more of a tangible update on, I guess. I know that it's probably quite frustrating that we can't give exact ETAs, but we'd rather be upfront about the fact that these they're not necessarily all quick fixes, and therefore could take a bit more time, but know that we're looking into all of those. The next category is called Densify, and as a reminder for those who wouldn't know what Densify is, this third kind of pillar for the development team post-launch is basically about taking the experiences you already have in the game. Obviously everyone prefers doing different bits and pieces, but making sure that you always have enough of those to have fun in the game. So it's adding more events for your favorite disciplines, it's doing things like that. It's adding more content in existing features. And obviously we've had a lot of suggestions about what people might like added to that list.
Feature, content.
Oh, a whole lot. And some of them have been really impressive as well.
We've seen some mock-ups.
Oh yeah, fantastic. We've seen some UI mock-ups. We've seen a hell of a lot of functionality mock-ups. And it's amazing to see all this feedback come through. So thank you for sending them. Please do not stop sending them, because we do love seeing
We have a list. We're tracking everything. We're tracking all the issues. We're tracking all the feedback, all the suggestions. That's a lot to handle,
it's a very long list,
super
but we keep it up to
interesting,
date. And
that's what we need.
Basically, the game has only just been released, so we can't implement all of those straight away. However, know that just because it might not happen soon doesn't mean some features will never happen. It's certainly not uncommon to dip back into feedback that we received months and months ago to try and look at how some of the suggestions might fit into some of the planned future updates as well. So it's part, I guess, of the crew DNA, like Arno said, to continuously update the game as we go along, and your suggestions are a big part of that. We can't guarantee they'll all get in by any means, but some of them might, and some of them certainly are excellent ideas, so please don't stop sending them in, because they are all forwarded on, they are all discussed, and they are all reviewed.
Yeah, and some of them may already be in the roadmap, but just for a bit further on the line.
That's true.
So don't worry, we are listening to everything, we are reading everything, so please continue. And yeah, it's part of the crew DNA, the dev team. We are now set for years here. We have amazing new studios. The dev team is super big now. We keep growing. So as Ahmed was saying last time, well, once again, it's just the beginning of the road.
It is, absolutely. And one of the main features, one of the main focuses for us rather with the crew 2 as well, is to make sure there's something to do for all different kinds of players, whether you like just driving around in free roam, whether you like focusing on beating those leaderboards, whether you're just grinding the events, you want to be the first one to hit the max icon level. We want to make sure that you have enough to keep you entertained as long as you like in the crew, and that's very much part of what we want to do with Densify. Therefore, that's also where we appreciate all kinds of different suggestions on what could be added to make that experience even better.
Yeah, and just a quick reminder about what is coming soon. So we already announced the post-launch vision through a trailer that was released 1 month ago, something like this, maybe 2 months ago. And we had Cattle Rush coming quite soon with a lot of new content, a lot of new activities. So we have, of course, the Overcraft, so you'll be able to discover a new way to enjoy the game. It's totally different, and if you played the Overcraft already, we will be able to go even further. And I can see that the TV is going to shut down in 5 minutes, just in front of me. That's a shame, but don't worry, we're still here. So we'll have the new activity, so a new way to explore, a new way to enjoy the game, solo or with friends. We will also have new playgrounds. We won't be giving any more details, but just look at the video and you can see some nice stuff already.
Yep, absolutely.
We have new vehicles coming, so with this update, but also every month. So we've seen quite a few questions about the upcoming vehicles. Unfortunately, we cannot give more details today, but don't worry, it will come pretty soon.
Yes, absolutely. Yep, and we've got those coming on a regular basis. And a reminder that season pass holders will get those one for free. These are the 2 monthly vehicles, but also 1 week ahead of everyone else as well. And more information on that soon when we're able to eventually announce those new vehicles. But they're pretty good.
Yeah, TV is fixed.
Perfect. There we go, TV's
Thank you very much.
Excellent. Excellent. Just in time.
And yeah, just once again, didn't mention it before, but the idea is to densify by adding new contents, but also to improve the pool of content that you already have and you like.
Yes, absolutely.
You can expect some great new stuff.
But also surprise you. Surprise is a big part of it.
Okay, I think we covered most of the debug, polish, and densify topic we wanted to cover today. This is just the first live stream. We know you have a lot of questions, you have a lot of feedback. We only mentioned the top of the iceberg right now.
Yes. So we'll be doing these kind of streams are streams that we'd like to do on a very regular basis. Our objective with the Crew 2 is to keep you as up to date as possible on what the dev team's working on, what their current priorities are, and obviously to let you know that all your feedback has been heard, because it is every single day we're passing that on. And we'll try to get some more information out to you very soon on quite how regularly we'd like to do these streams, but it is regular, good news. And the idea is that even though they might be a slightly different format to some of the bigger streams that we've done, maybe a little bit shorter as well, they're straight to the point and they do focus directly on the feedback that you've been passing on to us. So hopefully they will be very poignant and useful for you. Obviously, please don't hesitate to let us know what you think of this format as well, and whether there might be some extra things you'd like to see discussed in future streams.
Yep, and I'm seeing quite a few questions about some topics that we mentioned a bit before on the live stream. Yep. So as usual, we will publish the replay as soon as the live stream is finished. So you can go through the video.
Yeah, and, if you joined us a bit later, take the time to go back through and check everything that we said, because we have actually covered quite a few, I can't see them very well, bullet points of information already.
And the game just released, so we will continue to share with you information.
Absolutely. We
have this live stream as the main source of information. We will be more transparent and we share a lot of stuff with you and answer most of your comments. We will have also the non-issues on the forums.
We will.
So we try to keep them updated, but continue to share feedback.
Yes.
So for example, for the people asking regarding the exploit, the AFK follower farmers, the missing icon loots, we answered this a bit before.
Yep. So do take the time to go back and check that, please, because the answer is in there.
The answer is here.
And we've been saying that the Crew 2 has not been out for very long just yet, that it's only just been launched. However, despite that, we've already got some pretty astounding statistics on quite how busy you've all been. And it kind of blows my mind to read some of these because they're pretty impressive. Arnaud's been jotting down a few notes on some different activities that people have been up to. So just to give you an idea, here's some up-to-date information.
Okay, I will not keep all of them for myself. I will share my spreadsheet with James after. But yeah, we've seen an amazing activity in the game since the release. Thank you very much. We can see your passion. Even if you share feedback, even if sometimes you are not happy about stuff, we can see that, well, we have a shared passion and you all want the best for the game. So we cannot thank you enough for this because we all aim for the same. So some people already spend a lot of time in the game. I don't know if we have some figures. No, we don't have this one. Maybe next time. But for instance, we've been really lucky because we have an amazing and really creative community.
Yes.
You guys really know how to use the photo mode way better than us. And we were really happy because with the release of the game, we were able to do first let's call it, community event with the 1st of July. We receive a lot of creation. You've seen quite a few during the Starting Soon slideshow. But it's really, really, really good. And we keep the list of most of your creation. And dev team continues to send us stuff like, oh, it's amazing, it's amazing. Yes, it's amazing. So for instance, more than 4 million photos were made since the release of the game.
Yep.
So 4 million, that's a lot. And we have almost the same level of photo quests done. So the photo quest is sometimes difficult to find. You need to use the roadbook, etc. But you guys definitely know to...
Yeah, and to give you a comparison point, in the Crew 1, we had an average of something like 1.5 million screenshots taken with the photo mode per month.
Yeah.
And since launch, you're already on over
7.5 million total.
7.5 million in total for the Crew 2. So yeah, you've really leveled that feature up quite considerably, which is fantastic. And then, okay, we're making our way through. So
oh, you don't know this one?
I don't really well know. So your
top spots.
Top spots, yes, in the game. And these are some tips for the photo quest as well. Are the freestyle and pro racing headquarters and the home. We see a lot of people spending time in the home because obviously that's where you can customize your vehicles and do liveries. And we're seeing some fantastic liveries come through as well. Like you said, we've got some you saw at the start. I think it was Crown made an amazing video about one of the liveries that he put together in a quick time lapse. And he's by far not the only one. I saw one the other day with some Dragon Ball Z liveries on the car, which I loved, and we have some people here in the studio who love it as well. So please keep on sending things like that through because they do look fantastic. In fact, I think we've got a stat on liveries.
Yeah, I think we have 2 million stickers created.
2 million stickers created, yeah.
So that's quite a lot to browse.
But we do it. We get very sore mouse fingers by the end of it. But some of those creations are fantastic.
So continue to share, continue to create. It's amazing.
Yep.
So we're talking about photos. So the photo quest, of course, the first one, and maybe it's related to our 4th of July event. I hope so. So Lady Liberty, top photo quest. Yes. Well, she deserved it.
She's in here, those.
Then the King of Egypt. I think it's
with the pyramids.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So that one's quite popular as well. And then the Bear With Me well is obviously pretty popular too. And then I guess we'll just run through a few last ones because the list is quite long. But in terms of the total fame that you've gathered, so these are the total numbers of followers that all players have.
Total of all players.
Yes,
combined.
Since the start, we're on, it's 154 billion followers have been...
I think it's way much than our official The Crew game channels.
Yeah, that's a lot more popularity than we've got, so congrats on that one. You're talking about, let's see, 84.5 million events completed. The favourite event in all of that is Strip South, so no surprise there, it's a street race.
Street race,
obviously, we were expecting that to be among the favourites. 11 million skills completed. Favourite skill has been the Financial District Escape. And also closing on 12 million headquarters visits and 14 million home visits. So we're talking about a hell of a lot of activity here.
Yeah, it's just the beginning, so we can wait. And only 3 million crates were found. But
so far, yeah.
So far.
Only 3 million crates were found, so a lot of people are taking a lot more pictures than they are spending time going out exploring, so don't forget to hit that open world up as well to try and find all the extra loot crates that are spread around.
Yeah,
I think that pretty much sums it up for today. Really, we won't run through all the stats. We'll try to keep a few as a surprise for the next time. But thank you very much for tuning in. I know that some of the issues that some of you may be addressing have not been talked about today. It doesn't mean we're not looking into them. Bear with. We will definitely communicate on some more of those at some point soon. And we'll let you know when the next date of our Live from Ivory Tower update will be as well, when we have a little bit more information on that.
We will try to keep the channel busy, even if maybe at some point we won't be here. We have an amazing community team that may also take the position, not here, but live from the studio, and we can't wait to see them playing. I think most of the time with you guys. So yeah, we're looking forward to it.
And we know that a lot of you like streaming on your side as well, so bear in mind that we are looking at Twitch and YouTube streaming. We're trying to find people that may potentially be interesting to sometimes feature on our channels as well. So if you do fancy a shot at being featured on our official channel in some of the weeks where we won't have an official update from here, then maybe send your information across with a little bit of a recap about the kind of stuff that you like to stream on the Crew 2, and we'll have a look and let you know whether that might be possible.
Yeah, you just have to send us an email through the community email address.
Yes, absolutely.
You can find it.
It's on the website.
Everywhere on the website, on the forums.
On our social media channels and stuff as well, you'll be able to get hold of us that way. But do let us know, because we'd like to obviously, the advantage of having a fantastic channel just for the crew is that we can highlight some of you guys as well. We know that you do a hell of a lot of variety in your streaming in terms of what it is you do in the Crew 2, and we'd love to be able to put that forward.
Yeah.
So that rounds it up for today, I think.
We know it was a shorter live stream, but we wanted to tell you where we were standing today with all the great feedback we received, with all your content, all your suggestions. We will try to give you updates regularly.
Absolutely. Including on, I want navigation line. I've seen a lot of you mention the navigation line. We talked about the GPS a little bit earlier on. It kind of comes under that category. So yeah, we'll see whether we have more information on that at some point in the future. But yes, we're fully aware of that feedback as well. On that note, I think that.
What are you going to announce?
I'm going to announce the end of the stream, because it is the end, I'm afraid. Thank you very much for tuning in again. We look forward to seeing you in our next stream. Keep on sending us your feedback, because all of these issues are entirely based on what we've received from you, from the community, whether it's on social media, whether it's in the streams directly, whether it's in the game. The real question everyone wants to know is, how tall are you? Which one? Two very different places here.
Be careful, guys.
One of us is much taller than the other, let's just say that.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's wrap.
Let's wrap it up. Thanks again, and we will let you know very soon when our next live stream is coming up. Stay tuned, it'll be posted on social media, and if you missed the start of this stream, don't forget to check out the replay as soon as it's available. Yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. See you next time, and please continue to enjoy the game.
Yep.
Thanks to our community team once again.
Yes, absolutely. So we've got our community managers. We've got David, we've got Richard, and we've got Helen in the chat, and maybe Shaylin as well, moderating. So a big thank you to them. They are doing a lot of work behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, on the scenes, everywhere to help make all this happen. So a big thumbs up to them too. Thank you.
Yeah, and something that James mentioned, don't worry, I will close at the end. Please share us feedback about this live stream. What do you think about this format? What do you want to be improved? Do you want us to take more time, less time on some stuff? Please let us know. And to finish, thanks very much to all the people helping us behind the scenes here, making sure that we have sound. It's a huge achievement for us, so thank you very much.
It is.
See you soon, everyone.
Okay, we'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye.